So Charles just outlined the challenges faced by SIs today. There are fragmented tools, manual toil that drains your team's time and energy. As we were thinking of how to solve this problem, we started by asking a simple question. What if we could run the investigation even before you get to know there is a problem? And today, we are thrilled to announce the launch of proactive capabilities of Gemini Cloud Assist. In proactive mode, GCA will no longer wait for you to tell what to do. It will work ahead of you. And we are launching it in two areas. First is the alert investigations to make sure your system keeps running smoothly. And second, cost analysis to help you keep your budget under control. Let us see how it works. Think of GCA as the first responder. Even before your SREs get paged on an alert, GCA will start analyzing the alert. And first, it tackles the noise. We all know alert fatigue. There's so many redundant alerts. GCA uses intelligent alert clustering to group similar alerts into clusters. Then it runs a multi-signal root cause analysis on those alerts, where it looks at the full stack telemetry across your GCP services and gives you the potential root causes for the alert. But we all know, knowing the root cause is just half the problem. It just solves half the problem, right? We still need to go to the next level of getting the actual remediation plan. And this is where GCA gives you a detailed remediation plan, which includes the exact remediation steps that you can execute to fix the problem. And if you would like, GCA can also help execute those commands on your behalf. Let us see this in action. And for the demo, I'm going to pick a scenario that I think most of you are already familiar with. We're going to look at GKE crash to backup alert. Quick show of hands, how many of you have dealt with such kind of alert? Okay, I see a lot of hands. What do you do when you see those GKE crash to backup alert? You start with the manual hunt, right? You're digging through your data, looking into logs, metrics, traces, hoping to find out what is going wrong. It is like trying to find a needle in a haystack, which can take hours, sometimes even days or weeks. But with GCA proactive capabilities, that manual hunt goes away. And I'm going to show you the live demo now. I have set up this chat space to receive notifications from Gemini Cloud Assist. And I received this alert notification where it is actually showing me the investigation that it has already completed. And it is telling me the alert cluster and which policy the alert cluster was triggered on. And it is giving me the actual summary of the investigation here. It's giving me the potential root cause, which seems like memory limit problem. I can also see the recommended actions that I can take to fix this problem. I click View in console so I can see this investigation in more detail. While this is loading, I want you to think what you would do otherwise. If you see such an alert, you would probably be switching across multiple tabs, going through your logs and metrics to find out the actual root cause. But here, just with the click of a button, GCA has performed the full investigation. And it is giving me the hypotheses, which are the potential root causes for this alert. It is also giving me the supporting findings for those hypotheses. If I want, I can go dig into those findings as well. I want to go into the first hypothesis, which talks about the memory limit problem that it had pointed out earlier. So I'll click View. And here it is telling me that the actual problem is the pod is configured with much lower memory limit, which is leading to OM that is what is triggering the GKE crash with pass of alert. What is interesting is it is also giving me the remediation steps here. I want to proceed with the remediation, so I click generate plan. And now it is taking me to the Cloud Assist chat. You can see it is thinking. So it is using my custom project environment to give me a detailed remediation plan. And here you can see it is giving me step-by-step actual commands that I can execute to fix this problem. Not only fix, but also verify that this problem is actually fixed. It is asking me, would you like me to help you apply these changes now? So I'll say yes. And now, behind the scenes, it is applying that configuration patch that it had suggested as part of the remediation plan. And those of you who know, like, applying the YAML patch, even a small syntax mistake can cause another big problem. But here, just in a click of a button, GCA has given me the actual YAML patch that I can apply. And I click apply here. Now it is actually applying the patch. This is where we close the loop. I am fixing my live cluster right from my chat. I didn't have to go to any other window or any other tab. And boom, the issue is fixed. It is saying success. I can also double check in the command output. It is giving me that it has successfully applied the patch. And it is also, it has performed the verification step as well, where it is confirming that all the pods are now running fine. So did you see what just happened? In a matter of few minutes, I went from getting to know there was an alert, understanding what was causing that alert, and also fixing that without having to switch to any other tab or any other window, and no copy pasting. Isn't that magical? So let's move to the next slide. And we didn't stop here. We know that toil is not just operational, it is financial as well. Next one. Next slide, yes. It is operational, it's financial as well. So we are bringing the same intelligence to your budget. In proactive mode, GCA can also automatically detect any cost anomalies in your project. And anytime it detects a cost anomaly, it will run a deep research, will point out the actual factors that are contributing to that cost anomaly, and will give you the recommendations on how you can prevent it. Let us see this in action with a demo. Next slide. So here I am in Cloud Console and I go to Optimization Hub. And you see there is a cost anomaly that is detected, and GC has already performed the research on it. And I click View Research, and now it is taking me to Cloud Assist chat, where it is going to give me the summary of this research. And here it is telling me what are the primary drivers for this cost spike. And I can click View Full Research to see the more deep dive into the actual services that are contributing to this cost spike. And you can see here Cloud Run service is the actual service that is driving my cost up. And GCA is also giving me recommendations on how I can prevent it. So what we saw is a fundamental shift. For years in cloud, we have been used to managing things reactively. We wait for something to break, then we try to find out what is causing that problem and we hope to fix it. But with Gemini Cloud Assist proactive capabilities, we are transforming cloud management across 3 dimensions. First, proactive awareness. Instead of you having to look for fires, GCA will detect the smoke and tell you exactly where it is. Second, instant intelligence. Instead of you having to switch across tabs, do manual hunting, GCA will do the full root cause analysis and tell you what are the root causes for your problem. And it will give you those results exactly where you are. And third, guided remediation. GCA will shrink the distance from what went wrong to actually applying the fix down to just a few seconds. Now, you may feel this all sounds cool in a demo. How does it work in a real world project? And this is where I would like to invite Iris, who has direct experience managing highly complex, multi-region, global cloud footprint at Palo Alto Networks. Thank you.